I'm a savage.
Next.
I'm that bitch.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I am your host with the most, TajTV. Now, I am here today to bring you a special report. Now, these allegations are serious, and I do want to make sure that I have all of the facts before I report the information. But I'm going to be bringing all of the receipts, and I'm going to be bringing all of the evidence into the courtroom today. Mogul fashion designer Alexander Wang is being accused of sexual assault. Now, I don't know how true these allegations are, but I do know, and one thing that I will speak out is we do not condone sexual assault over here at TajTV, and we just want to make sure that we have all the information and all of the facts before we just dive into this story. So, a couple of names that were on the list. I'm gonna bring up the report from InStyle. Now, InStyle magazine is reporting this information. Now, let's go ahead and bring up the article. We are live. So we are live. Let's go ahead and dive into this tea. Now, it's saying Alexander Wang. This is being brought to you by InStyle. It's saying Alexander Wang, and bring me up. Let's go ahead and dive into this. All right. It's saying Alexander Wang is facing assault accusations of sexual assault. Allegations against the designer have been flooding TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Now, it says designer Alexander Wang, known for his over-the-top parties during Fashion Week and dressing models such as Bella Hadid, Hailey Baldwin, and Ashley Graham, is being accused of sexual assault. Several survivors, including model Owen Mooney, shared their stories on social media with various fashion accounts such as Diet Prada, spreading news of allegations to their followers. Now, it says Mooney explained an incident with Wang at a New York City club. Mooney claims he was groped by Wang, and model management shared his account. High Society reports that Mooney's story shares parallels with several others, and the other survivors have come forward with similar tales. Those anonymous reports include Wang's drugging individuals with water-laced MDMA, coercing them to attend after parties, and making unwanted sexual advantages. It says SMM has shared a lengthy Twitter thread collecting such allegations, and we will dive into that as well. Now, one thing that I will say is we do not condone sexual assault. Now, let's go ahead and bring up some of the names. As you can see, Alexander Wang is known for some of his work, and he's known for working with some of the greats like Kim K, Ashley Graham, Bella Hadid, and, Hailey Baldwin. So these are some of the A-list celebrities that he has worked with in the past. But right now, we want to just turn a light onto these allegations. Now, Owen Mooney is a model, and I'm going to bring him into the courtroom shortly. But Owen Mooney is reporting that Alexander Wang did touch him at a club. And we just want to go ahead and see what he had to say. Now, this is exactly what he had to say.
By weird, I guess being sexually assaulted by one counts, right? Because in 2017, I was in a club in New York City, and me and a bunch of mates, we went to watch the rapper Cupcake, and the club was just like hectic. It was so packed, you could not move, and I was like by myself at one point, and this guy next to me obviously like took advantage of the fact that no one could fucking move, and he just started like touching me up, like fully like up my leg, like in my crotch. Like it made me like freeze completely because I was in so much shock. And then I looked to my left to see who it was, and it was this really famous fashion designer, and like I just couldn't believe that he was doing that to me. It just made me even go into even more shock. But it was like really fucked up, and then like I just had to like slowly move myself away. So I thought in the previous video the better thing to do was just to not mention.
Okay, so quick pause. Now, this is what fans said on TikTok. Fans started to allude that it was Alexander Wang. They started to allude that Alexander Wang was the fashion designer that he was talking about on TikTok. And as you know, you can't put anything past people on TikTok. So those on TikTok started to notice who he was talking about and some allegations, and people started to name Alexander Wang. So this is what he had to say on TikTok.
Names, but this comment surprised me just because they actually got it right, and turns out Alexander Wang is a massive sexual predator, and there's been a load of other people that he's done this to. So in that case, he needs to be exposed. Like, it's just really fucked up that people with this type of status, they think that their power, like, gives them this type of pass to be able to do this to people. But it's so wrong. And, like, now, anytime I see his name mentioned, or, like, I see him with celebrities, they're, like, best friends or whatever, like, it just reminds me of what he did, and just it's just a really fucked up memory to have. So, yeah, he just needs to be cancelled.
So we're going to go ahead and figure out who this Owen Mooney is. So for those of you out there that are just now tuning in, or are not catching the live stream, or just watching it after the live stream happened, we are talking about Alexander Wang, one of the hottest designers of this generation. He's being accused of sexual assault. Now, I'm just here to report the news. I am just saying allegedly. Don't send me no cease and desist. But I'm just saying allegedly because these are some serious allegations. Now, you ask, who is Owen Mooney, you may ask. Owen Mooney, let's go ahead and just pull up his Instagram, shall we? There he is. Now, let's figure out who he is exactly. So, bring this up. Let's figure out who this young man is. Okay, so he is a model. As you can see, he is a model. He has been speaking out lately, and you know, he's very attractive. Don't get me wrong, but these things that he's saying is very serious allegations. Now let's just check out some tea. Let's see if there's anything that he's posted. He said the messages of support. Thank you. The internet exposing Alexander Wang, his history of sexual. Let's go to Diet Prada, shall we? Empress Hilton is also speaking out. So one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to follow this story. So let's go to Diet Prada, shall we? Let's pull up some information, shall we? Let's go ahead and pull up Diet Prada, because some people are really out here coming with some serious allegations, and I'm just, let's see. Are y'all tuning in? It says the beloved NYC designer rose to fame with this hard partying anything goes ethos. It says now multiple people are coming forward with stories with range from being groped at parties to being drugged. It says just days after designer Alexander Wang's birthday, where top celebrities and models celebrated the New York designer with Instagram tributes. The internet abuzz with allegations of his predatory substance-fueled behavior. Now it says the designer has built his brand around a hard partying anything goes ethos, creating a quote walk of shame inspired campaigns, even casting R. Kelly and his season 17 in his spring summer 17 campaign. His own almost mythical status as a NYC party figure has even been alluded with models walking the runway and party animal and Wang over headbands for season 18. But for now, tales from behind the velvet rope are spilling out. Y'all, they are spilling the tea. Now, if you are just now tuning in, we are talking about Alexander Wang. We are talking about the fashion designer, Alexander Wang. We are discussing the fashion designer. He is known, like they just said in the article, he is known for his party ways. So a lot of allegations have also stated that he has assaulted trans women. So we don't know how serious those allegations are, but I wouldn't be a reporter, and I wouldn't be a blogger, and I wouldn't be me if I didn't pull those receipts. So let's go ahead and pull those receipts, shall we? So we're going to continue reading the story from Diet Prada, and then we're going to dive into the receipts from Azalea Banks, etc. on down. So let's go ahead and keep diving into the tea, shall we? You are live with TajTV. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe. Now it It began when Owen Mooney, a male model who came forward this weekend in a series of TikToks describing a 2017 incident where he was groped by Wang in a packed NYC nightclub. SMM has reposted his story, leading many others to come forward. Some have claimed bring that back. Some have claimed to have witnessed a victim being drugged by the designer or being slipped Molly or other drugs themselves without their knowledge, leading to blacked out nights and worse. It says there's also repeat allegations of victims, including several trans women, being groped or having their bodies or genitalia exposed by Wang. It says rapper and former Wang muse Azealia Banks shared anonymous accounts she had been sent on Instagram stories in the late 2019, while the originals have been deleted, the screenshots still circulate on Twitter. Searching Twitter, in fact, yields many more tweets detailing similar behavior, from the designer, some dating back several years. It says SMM brought up that male model stories are not often given enough attention, and Mooney has shared some of the backlash he's already received. Quote, "This is why people worry to share their stories of sexual predators," he captioned a story of a comment accusing him of ousting Wang in an attempt to gain clout. It also finishes up saying, a darling of the industry with multiple accolades, Wang is the latest in a string of powerful, influential fashion figures who have been hit with sexual allegations of sexual harassment in recent years. It says, how much longer will money, fame, and celebrity clout excuse them from being held accountable? Now we're going to go ahead and keep diving into this information. And one thing that I will say is sexual allegations are very serious, but let's go ahead and bring up that article once again. This is also being brought to you by InStyle. Now, this is brought to you by InStyle. I am going to be continuing to follow this story, but one thing that I will say is that we do not condone sexual assault over here. So let's bring up the tweets. That's what I came over here for. Okay, so these are the screen cap tweets from back with Azealia Banks. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and make sure that you follow. Now, it says accusations of predatory behavior by Alexander Wang targeting trans women have resurfaced after Instagram video went viral late last year. Azealia Banks brought to light accusations on her Instagram story. Now, this is what Azealia Banks shared a few years ago. It says, "Hi Azealia, I heard what you said about Alexander Wang. First, I am sorry he disrespected you. He is a serial predator and he has been accused of rape. Him and his greasy sidekick Ryan Corbin attacked me at a party, allegedly attacked me at a party 2.5 years ago, then grabbed and squeezed my left breast and pulled hard on it. It was so painful because I was sensitive from hormones." Oh, and it says, and another trans girlfriend had to fight him off from trying to pull my girlfriend down. And it says, and after we spoke about it on Facebook, a boy came out and said Wang raped him at a party as well. Also, it's saying, and this is from Azalea's story on Instagram. It says, "Alexander, what is tea? You out here raping the girls." It says, "Alexander Wang assaults trans women, needs to be brought down. He's an obsessive violent snake." He was like, "Yikes, I didn't know that. He assaulted a few girls I know in NYC. I know 3 incidents spanning from 2015 to now. But knowing him, there's definitely more. He tries to silence anyone who speaks out." What else do we have? It says, "I think the time has come out to out Alexander Wang as a sexual predator. Not only did he try to pull my panties down and expose my genitalia in the VIP area of a nightclub, I have heard other stories of him inappropriately groping other trans women in public. Since the incident, I have refused to wear any of his poorly designed clothing on set and will continue to do so. Stop giving this man power. He does not deserve any of it. Wang is literally trash. He should have been canceled in 2011. Gia is one of the most sweetest persons I've met in NYC, and no one deserves that, especially her. And last but not least, it says Alexander Wang was exposed for groping and assaulting trans women, and apparently it's been an open secret by the trans girls that model and work around him that nobody said anything about. Now, you guys, I don't condone sexual assault, and if you are just now tuning in, welcome to the live stream. Feel free to chime in the comments. What do you think? This is one of the hottest designers that I know. He works with some of the likes of Ashley Graham, Haley Baldwin, Bella Hadid, Kim K. So at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself what type of influence that you have to try to silence somebody that is speaking out against sexual assault. Now, we will continue to follow this story, like I said, but until this is brought to light, we have to continue to share this because, you know, we can't be silenced and we can't be biased when it comes to certain people. Sexual assault is real, and it does take place in the LGBT community as well. So we can't just speak on the Harvey Weinsteins, and we can't just speak on the Bill Cosbys and the R. Kellys. We have to speak on those that are in our community actively being predators as well. So you guys, make sure that you continue to get the tea with TajTV, and make sure that you follow me on all social media. I do want to play his response one more time before we end. Now, this is Owen Mooney, model, exposing Alexander Wang for allegedly touching him at a party at a New York City club.
By weird, I guess being sexually assaulted by one counts, right? Because in 2017, I was in a club in New York City, and me and a bunch of mates, we went to watch the rapper Cupcake, and the club was just like hectic. It was so packed, you could not move, and I was like by myself at one point, and this guy next to me obviously like took advantage of the fact that no one could fucking move, and he just started like touching me up, like fully like up my leg, like in my crotch. Like it made me like freeze completely because I was in so much shock. And then I looked to my left to see who it was, and it was this really famous fashion designer, and like I just couldn't believe that he was doing that to me. It just made me even go into even more shock. But it was like really fucked up, and then like I just had to like slowly move myself away. So I thought in the previous video the better thing to do was just to not mention any names, but this comment surprised me just because they actually got it right, and turns out Alexander Wang is a massive sexual predator, and there's been a load of other people that he's done this to. So in that case, he needs to be exposed. Like, it's just really fucked up that people with this type of status, they think that their power like gives them this type of pass to be able to do this to people, but it's so wrong. And like now, anytime I would see his name mentioned, or like I see him with celebrities, they're like best friends or whatever, like it just reminds me of what he did, and just it's just a really fucked up memory to have. So yeah, he just needs to be cancelled.
So you guys, if you are just now tuning in, we are discussing and we are wrapping up speaking about Alexander Wang and model Owen Mooney and these sexual allegations. I will be continuing to follow this story. As you know, like I keep saying, he is one of the hottest designers in the industry, and he is being accused of sexual assault. Until I return with more, you guys, make sure that you continue to follow me, and make sure that you follow this story. Once again, this is being brought to you by InStyle. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and make sure that you follow me on all social media. All right, you guys, once again, I am TajTV. I don't make the news, I just report the news. Make sure that you follow me on all social media below. Again, thank you guys for tuning in to my channel. Make sure that you subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you don't miss the tea when I go live. Now, until we meet again for another video, stay messy, not too messy, but with just a little bit of shame.
I'm a savage.
Next
I'm that bitch.